Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to this NXT review and opinions video. So I really enjoyed this show. I would be feeling around about a 7.25, something like that. I thought it was a really good show, genuinely, and I think the match scores really reflect that. Stephanie against Jacy, you lot said was great, 55%. Ridge against Stacks was the low point, that was good, 93. Sol Ruca and Zaria against Tatum and Gigi was good, 97. Kelani against Karmen, good, 99. And then our main event, the best match of the show, great, 60. So, honestly, outside of Ridge and Stacks, I think all the in-ring stuff really delivered. Add in the fact we had Charlotte, add in the fact we had Bayley, add in the fact that there was some real storyline development, building towards Vengeance Day, building towards next week. I mean, next week we got Bayley against Cora. We've also got, obviously, the changes to the Heritage Cup and what's happening there with those rules. So, and we've got Fandango back as well, which was pretty fun, although I don't think he's going to be allowed to be Fandango. I don't know. There was just so much here. You know the way that I operate. I look for talking points. I want talking points. I want a show that was worth watching. Changing the rules of the Heritage Cup match going forwards. Bringing Fandango in. Having Charlotte on the show to address, you know, Giulia and Roxanne and Bayley being on the show, A-Town Down Under being on the show. Like, I don't really know why they are really going big with NXT on this level. I mean, they really are. It's like we're trying to sell the show again. It's like we're trying to find a new buyer for the show, which obviously we're not. But it's very reminiscent of last year when we would have main roster stars on NXT because we were trying to find a channel to buy it. We were trying to find a network to buy NXT. And obviously in the end it went to CW Network. So I don't know, perhaps CW Network are putting a bit of pressure on, like they expect the numbers to be at a certain level or something. But yeah, kind of crazy. I mean, it's been around that 800,000 range, which has been so good. And honestly, this week, I really don't see a reason why it would drop. I thought it was a very entertaining show and easily my favourite show of the week every week and probably this week as well. So, obviously, the big talking point is the people at the ends. It seems like the internet has decided that it's Joshua Black, Lucky Ali, Cutler James and Dion Lennox. Now, we know Dion Lennox. We don't know if that's the identity. We might read some people with some different names. But I think it's pretty much agreed that these are going to be names we don't know. It's not like the House of Black is moving over from AEW or like some other group or some group is coming over from TNA or New Japan or like, I think this is a group of emerging talent that they've signed that we've not seen, right? That we don't know. And I think that they are putting them into a group. What the group's going to be called, how the group are going to act. Obviously, we don't know, but seems like they're going to make their presence felt at Vengeance Day. And just like when the Undisputed Era arrived, it really could be a game-changing moment. I hope it is. I hope it is. I hope it is a moment that really shakes NXT to its foundations and, you know, they just cause carnage and maybe chase a few people out of NXT. Obviously, we could do with a few people heading to the main roster. So, you know, could it be a case that they brutalize some people and we don't see them again? Could it be that they beat them and we don't see them again? Could it be that this is a real changing of the guard moment? They clearly think a lot about this group because they've been teasing them. So to find out that it's probably not anyone we know or have seen before, apart from maybe Dion Lennox, it must mean they really do see some stuff in these people to give them this kind of platform. So I'm very excited for that, and can't wait to see. Well, I can't wait for Vengeance Day. It is going to make that show even more unmissable. So, Jacy said, I thought it was an awesome episode. Nishi said, I thought it was a fantastic episode. NXT never fails to entertain. Dean said, I thought NXT was better than Raw. I hope the young OG can get cleared by the doctors to fight Ethan Page. I think the triple threat will be a fatal four-way for the women's title. I can't wait to see who the group is. And it's nice to see Fandango back. Love the stream and see you on the next one. See you on the next one, buds. Carl said it was a solid show. I love Stephanie kicking ass and getting another win. She has me terrified when she was in the parking lot saying, Lex's segment was horrible and it was putting me to sleep. Do you know, it just went too long. It's classic heel. Talk about how you're brilliant. Talk about how you're going to do things your way. No one's going to stop you. You know, and then boom, music plays. Some big star comes out. And the place goes bananas after they've just had to listen to the heel gloating. I mean, we've done it so many times. I was waiting for that interruption, but it took ages. Gotta say, though, just like you, woke up when Fandango came out, but then I went back to sleep when they changed his name and said TNA. Oh, no. Oh, no, I want Fandango. Fandango, to me, represented fun. Just people fandangoing in the crowd, just having a good time, like, just kind of, you know, let go of your inhibitions, and that's what Fandango was. And I remember when he came in, like, there was loads of haters of Fandango in the IWC, but, like, in the arenas, everyone couldn't help themselves fandangoing, you know? But you look online and there was just loads of people, like, laying into it. This is WWE, though, you know. This is the company that's had clowns in the past. Demolition, whatever they were, you know. Nasty Boys and wrestling monks and wrestling bin men and, God only knows, you know, wrestling dentists. So having, like, this wrestling ballroom dancer is a little bit strange. And it was not well received by everyone. But I don't know. I always thought it was just harmless fun, to be honest. So, yeah, I was quite excited when he came out, but it looks like he's going to be... I can't even remember his name. JCB. Something like that. I don't know. Fandango versus Lexis next week is a nice surprise, but I'm not sure why they had Lexis switch roles again. The matches weren't bad, but nothing special. Main event was match of the night. Since we're willing to say Fandango, could they say Dolph Ziggler if he comes back? Overall 6 out of 10. Well, they could, but I think they'd then change it, because unfortunately with Fandango, it was all Fandango when he came out, but as soon as he got in the ring, it was JCB or whatever. So he was in the ring and it had the TNA graphic and, you know, sort of made it clear that Fandango is not going to be his name going forward. But, you know, I think rather than bring him out with his TNA music, they just sort of felt like it would be nice to bring him out to the Fandango music. So, listen, if Dolph was to come out, Nick Nemeth was to come out, I think they could have it whereby... it's Dolph Ziggler graphics and he comes back and it says Dolph Ziggler, but then as soon as he gets into the ring he would say something like, I've changed since I left, I don't go by that name anymore, I am Nick Nemeth. And you know, then of course we would get Nick Nemeth TNA graphic appear on screen. So I think it'd be one of those. I don't think we get Fandango again now. I'd love to be wrong, but I don't think we will. Las Vegas Matt said, missed NXT, just out of surgery. Oh, great. I hope it all went well, buds. I hope you're feeling good. Homer said, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. The show was cooking up, though, says Homer. Yeah, there was a bit of this and a bit of that, and I thought it was decent. And it seems like Ryder did as well. Very enjoyable episode that offered multiple newsworthy segments. Maybe not the best in-ring wise, but definitely felt like an episode that if you didn't pay attention to, you would have missed something. So overall, 725. Yeah, same ballpark. Raymond said, Daze, I thought NXT tonight was pretty stacked, and I'd have to say it was better than the Raw episode last night. Matches were really good, and overall NXT was great. Didn't expect Fandango to return. That was cool. I'm going to rate 10 out of 10 tonight. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, buds. Opala said, all in all, a good show. Nothing spectacular. I like that they're doing more with Delta now, as they call her these days Zaria. Also, I wonder who that group could be. Lance Anoa'i, Zilla Fatu, Ricky Starks, or someone we don't know. All in all, 5 out of 10. So, I mean, word's coming out, and it seems like it's some names that have been signed that we don't know, haven't really been introduced to. Maybe Dion Lennox is in there. Maybe. I think a lot of people think he's the one on the right. That one. It does sort of feel like you can see some glasses, and he was wearing glasses. So, yeah, I mean, like, the more I've seen of some of these guys, the more I'm feeling kind of confident that it probably is them, like that Lucky Ali. So, yeah. TJF said 7 out of 10. I think NXT is the best of all shows at the moment. I think because we don't have expectations and we're always looking for more, and woo, the Queen rocked. I was going to do it then, but my voice hasn't quite come back yet, and it would have sounded awful if I tried to woo. Know your limitations, guys. Callum said Daze getting swerve was funny. God, do you know what, right? There is, because I was recording the beatdown, so there is my reaction at the end to the beatdown, and then obviously it goes into that. If you see the clip, you'll see at the bottom, it actually even comes up, the broadcast has now ended. Like, there is a little pop-up that says the broadcast has now ended. So it was that I saw at the bottom that made me go, oh, well, NXT's over. And then, you know, that kind of thing felt like, I don't know, something from a TV show or something. So I felt like we'd moved on to, like, okay, NXT has ended. Now here's a trailer for some new TV show that's coming out. So I really thought we had moved on. I really thought NXT had ended and we had moved on. It really did catch me off guard. And then, like, because I wasn't really paying attention, because I was like, I was trying to figure out, is this still NXT? Well, it says it's ended, so I don't think it is, and it's not on screen that long. Then, of course, when it turns out it is, and everyone's going, oh my God, the Wyatts, I'm like, was it? Yeah, it was not good. Not good. They did proper catch me off guard there, Callum. I've been impressed with Tatum, slowly becoming a fan of her. Bayley, Roxanne, Giulia, Charlotte segment was good. Cora swinging at Roxanne is interesting. Ending is interesting. And NXT is cooking at the moment, and it will only get better. WWE Ethan said, this is my first time watching NXT in a long time. I thought it was quite a good show and better than Raw on Monday. I like Roxanne and Bayley segment. I do think Roxanne is ready for the main roster though. The ending had a cryptic feel, so overall I'm giving it an 8. The name is Bear said, I'm pretty sure I've got who the mystery people are. So Lucky Ali, Cutler, yeah. Keanu Carver, who I don't know if that's Joshua Black, I'm not sure. Dion Lennox. So certainly these three are the three that we've been talking about. That one might be I've just know him or I've got him written down under a different name, but they do all seem to be stars that are coming through NXT, you know? Again, not people like that have come over from AEW or anything. Larry said, Daze, it was great. The best show so far this week. The Vengeance Day new group teaser was interesting. I give it an 8. Hopefully SmackDown will have something good on Friday. Oh, yeah, hopefully. I agree. Chanel said, actually, I thought it was a solid show. Love the focus on the women. Great win for Kelani, and I am loving the more aggressive side of her. Main event was good, but ruined by Eddie Thorpe, who is someone I personally don't like. But overall, a very solid show, 8.5. Clay said, I love the show and I want a picture of Roxanne Perez, not Bayley, even though she was on the show. Well, Kelly says, it was a decent show, and of course my beautiful Dark Angel picked up the dub against Jacy. What's up with the same colour gear, ladies? Question of the night, why was Charlotte unable to get into the ring? Can't wait for the Heritage Cup match next week. I know one thing, I was able to turn the sound off. I had to listen to that one audience member. Don't know if he was saying no, go, or bo. I only heard the O for one more second. All the matches were decent. Nothing wowed me, except Stephanie, of course. They are trying to make Kelani look mad or crazy. It's just not working for me. Her makeup was too much tonight. I just don't know if I'll be able to buy her as a badass character. Finally, the new faction they're hinting. Could one of them be Corey? He was posting pictures of himself in NXT days. This is longer than I wanted it to be, so I'm going to wrap it up with a 6. Listen, if Corey was one of them, that would be absolutely awesome, but I suppose that, don't think it will be. I suppose that one or that one could, but don't know. Probably leaning towards very unlikely. Brady said, it's always great seeing Tatum Paxley on the show. Her submission called the Spider Insider was interesting. John Elite said, so unfortunate when someone loses their job, so I just want to wish the best for Duke. I wonder who it was at the end. They showed the Vengeance Day glitch throughout the show tonight. Kelani fully heel now. Didn't expect JDC showing up tonight. I don't know that she's fully heel, but I think she has shown a bit more of an edge to herself, so I don't know that she's fully heel. But she is definitely embracing that darker side. Johnny said, few great matches, great segments, fun moments, no Netflix glitches, and we saw a lot of Tatum, you're right. Can we get 3 hours of NXT, please? 7.5. We did see a lot of Tatum. Brendan said, with 0.1 seconds left, Alex scores goal number 878. Ovi is now 17 goals away from passing Gretzky for the most of all time. Brendan, thank you. Marvel Nerd said, I will score NXT a 9 because of the shock and surprise return of JDC, formerly Johnny Curtis / Fandango. At TJF, shout out to you. So that is the image of the suspected people. Is one of them Dion Lennox? I mean, it really could be. That's really the only one I'm second guessing, because it's a bit strange to include someone we've already been seeing quite a bit of. Plus also, I can't remember the last time we saw him, but I don't remember him hinting that he was going to go away and join a group. So for him to now just be in a group would be a bit random. So that's the only one I'm like, But I mean, you can sort of see, these just make total sense, don't they? Total sense. And even Dion Lennox does, because you can see a bit of the glasses. So, gonna have to wait and see. And Tom said Karmen is a star. So, here we go. Let's go over to the scores. So, the scores for the show are great. 56%, and I would be very much in that territory as well. Great 56%, all-time 22%, and so it means it's at the moment coming out as great 78, which is above Raw. Raw yesterday getting great 59. So that's where Raw was yesterday. I still think that's too high. But this is where NXT is, and at the moment, NXT is indeed getting a higher score than Raw. So there we go. That was NXT. I hope you enjoyed it. Appreciate people joining us for this review and opinions video. Obviously, we'll be back later with the Wrestling Escape Pods, and we'll be back later with Championship Members Stream as well. So a couple of bits coming up tonight. But of course, for most of you, we will be back on Friday with SmackDown and another review and opinions video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.